Shalom, Apostle coming back at you with this truth, and this is a short video on the Passover. The Passover is coming up later tonight. Today's date is Tuesday, March the 22nd, 2016, of course. Yeah, the push. Let me just make sure. Tuesday, March 22nd. And at sundown tonight, which this is the 14th day of the month, and the month starts based upon the new moon, not the calendar that's on your wall. Anyway, this is one of the main things you have to do during the Passover. What we will be eating is lamb, also bitter herbs, which is horseradish. If you go to the supermarket, you get the horseradish. Also unleavened bread, and you would have wine with that. Now, if you go to Exodus, the 12th chapter and the 8th verse, actually it's in Exodus, the 12th chapter, 13 times, the words leaven and unleavened, right? It says, Exodus 12 and 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Let's go down. This is the 15th verse, Exodus 12:15. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth unleavened bread, for whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day, meaning tonight, that's when you start eating unleavened bread, until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. And like I said, as you read down, you'll see a couple more places or verses with the word leaven or unleavened in it. Well, let me read this here. Let me read the 19th verse. 20th verse. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, in all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. So now leaven is yeast. So whatever you have in your house that has yeast in it, like for example, you have breadcrumbs, this has got to go out of your house. Now, whether you throw it away or you put it outside somewhere, put it in your car or whatever, it's got to be out of your house. Okay, when you look at the ingredients, you would see the word yeast. I'm trying to find it. You will see the word yeast. And that's how you know that this is this contains a leaven. There's right here: and/or cottonseed oil, salt, yeast, whey, soy, flour, malted barley, flour, wheat, gluten. So you saw the word yeast. This got to be out of your house. Got this right here: chicken noodle soup. And when you read down, you will come across the word yeast. Okay, it says tomato extract, garlic powder, parsley, yeast extract, citric acid, natural flavor, spice, chives, and so forth. So this has got to come out your house. This is hearty chicken and rotoni, which is chicken noodle soup. Now, if you have spaghetti or lasagna, you can eat spaghetti, you can eat lasagna because it's made from wheat, semolina wheat, but it has no yeast in it. Yeast makes things like in cakes and breads grow. They're active ingredients. They're living organisms, so you can understand. That's why when you eat pizza and the crust is fluffed up, that's from yeast. That's why when you eat cake is fluffed up, that's from yeast. That's what makes the cake fluffs up. It says ingredients, right? This is on lasagna or spaghetti. It says semolina wheat, durum flour wheat, niacin iron, and if you notice, it says no wheat. I mean no leaven. So you can keep this. See, being an Israelite is more than just calling the white man a devil. Okay, this is Alfredo sauce with aged Parmesan cheese. And this also has yeast. I just have to find it. Okay, yeah. As you read down, it says yeast extract. So this has to come out of your house. And when you buy things at the supermarket, you're going to have to check the labels. The best way to go is to eat whole foods, meaning you can eat like sliced turkey, you can eat a chicken, a whole chicken or whatever, chicken legs or whatever. You can eat, you got to watch out for the flour, because some flour doesn't have yeast in it, but if you have rising flour and they cook chicken, fried chicken in rising flour, that has yeast in it. You can't go to the pizza shop and have pizza. If you go to an Italian restaurant, you can have spaghetti and lasagna, but you got to make sure that there's no yeast in it. And this is for a 7-day period, And that's why I made the video concerning if you're not sure how to keep the Passover, maybe you shouldn't keep it, pursuant to Colossians 2:16. Because it's not a thing where you sit down, you eat lamb. This is not the Passover is not a lamb dinner. And I did a show on that a couple of years back. The Passover is part of our culture, if you will, part of our heritage. One of the laws. That's because it's found in the book of the laws, the book of Moses, the 5 books of Moses. And you have to keep it you have to go by the first month of the year, which the calendar's so messed up that we don't even really know when the first month comes in. But it's around this time. Like you have General Yohana, the ISUPK, he's going to have it on April. Now, if he goes by that new moon, he can't have it on the 23rd, which is on a Saturday. I believe he has to have it on the 21st. The 20th at evening or the 21st at evening, depending on when the new moon come in. You count 14 days, and the 14th day at evening is Yahweh's Passover. You can't compromise with this, man. The scriptures tell you in Judges, I believe that's Judges 5:11, that we should rehearse the righteous acts. Because in order for you to keep the Passover properly, really you're supposed to be on the land, and you're supposed to raise up a sheep from the time the sheep is birthed, and you got to find a sheep that has no blemish, like a pure white sheep, no blemish, no marks on it, and you raise it up, and it has to be a male, and you raise it up for a year old, and then you will actually kill it. Now, we're not set up to do that. So what are we doing? We're rehearsing the righteous acts. The word rehearse, when you look it up in the blue letter, you look up the actual word rehearse, it means to recount. And then people are saying, well, you can only keep the Passover in Jerusalem. Well, we are the people of Jerusalem. We are that new city. When you read Isaiah, the 52nd chapter, the first couple of verses, it speaks of us as being a city. So wherever we are, if we keep the Passover, we're keeping it among ourselves because we're in Jerusalem, because we are Jerusalem. And anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.